Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, BOOshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at BOOshakalakapodcast. Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We're actually recording this on St. Patrick's Day. I hope you are doing well, drinking green beer and being merry, I guess. I don't know. I'm at home, so whatever. But my name's Tiffany. I'm your host, and I'm joined by my co-host Pierre.
And we're proud to be the only two Black talk show hosts.
What?
Who ain't getting felt up by Daddy.
What? Where is that from?
Reality Check. Mad TV. I'm Toby McQueen and I'm Velma Button.
Damn. That must have been the later years because I don't remember that at all.
You're going to lose so many points for that.
Well, it is the new millennium. The year 2000 when one of my top 10 of all time came out, Leprechaun in the Hood. The synopsis is, when three rappers want to get even with a pimp, they accidentally unleash a leprechaun who goes on a killing rampage in the hood. THA, the. So that's not what happens. These synopses are terrible. Like, I need a job writing synopsis because they never equate to the movie. So help. I'm still laughing at myself. Where did you hide it, Dad?
Stop! I can't wait till April. This is terrible.
All right, so the movie opens.
Yeah,
did you? Okay, I just want to get you and see if you. I just want to see if you caught this. The beginning of Leprechaun in the Hood is the same beginning of the original Leprechaun.
I thought it was similar. I didn't think it was the exact same thing because I remember the first movie. He was like, you steal me gold, you won't live through the night. I didn't think that this was the same rhyme because it seemed like he was there longer.
No, not the same rhyme. It was the same video of him opening the door, coming, walking down the stairs to a tomb, rubbing on his gold.
Okay.
So it says, death to he who sets a leprechaun free. Steal his gold will corrupt your soul, you see. For many a moon the legend has grown. Death toll increases, solution unknown. Beware the evil wanderer in search of his loot, lest ye suffer the wrath of his golden flute. Flee while you can, flee while you're able, for the future's no good, and no one is safe from a lep in the hood. And the music goes doom, doom.
All right.
Doom.
I'm struggling to say things nice about this movie. Okay, so we start the movie with these two jive turkeys, Mac Daddy and what was his name? Slug? Slim?
Slug.
Are you sure? All right, I just swear I just made that. It can't be Slug. Okay, so it opens up with Mac Daddy and Slug, and they're like breaking into this building. They don't say what it is, but they break into it like they literally break through cement. And so they're looking for gold. And all they see is like a burger and some fries. He's like, that burger look good. And so
why did he get so mad at him for saying the burger still look fresh?
He did.
I'm a vegan, and just threw Slug through the wall. Like, that was so rude.
And when he throws him through the wall, they see the gold. They see like a big pot of gold, and they see like a leprechaun frozen in stone. I don't know if you're the leprechaun expert. Is this like a direct sequel to anything?
So the medallion is featured in part 3.
Okay.
So at the beginning of part 3, this wanderer, drifter, comes into a pawn shop with the leprechaun with the medallion on it, and he sells it to the pawn shop owner, and the pawn shop owner takes it off. So we get the medallion lore in Leprechaun 3. Yes.
Okay. So while they're like snatching the gold, Mac Daddy, he only takes flute. He's like, I want this flute. This flute. It's just like a golden flute. It looks pretty okay. I understand why he was drawn to it. And he just like goes and chills while the other guy grabs the loot. And
he says, "This is all I want. You pack the rest of that shit up."
Like, I'm just like, oh, you're not gonna help? It just seemed very weird. And then as the guy is packing it, he sees, the medallion on the leprechaun, so he takes it off, and puts it in, and then of course the leprechaun becomes unfrozen, and it was very creepy. It was like, I'll give them that. It was like a very scary opening. We must also acknowledge that this stereotypical ass 70s movie, he has a pick in his hand. Like, they're both dressed like fucking pimps with like the heels and like the coats and like the afros. So of course he has a pick in his head, and it's a plastic pick. It's a plastic one, not one of the metal ones. And so the leprechaun, he takes the pick out, and you don't really.
Well, the leprechaun wakes up and he says, "Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, free at last." He turns into him. Okay.
I was like, so we just starting with the racism already.
Martin Leprechaun King.
Because like, what the fuck? Like, they just had to throw it in there. And so we don't really see the slug die on camera. We just kind of see the leprechaun take the pick, and then we see like him like throwing around in the background while Ice-T is just fucking sitting there with his goddamn list, pissing me off. I did not know he had a list. And so I don't watch Law and Order. And so and so then you see him stumble, and then Mac Daddy realizes, oh shit, he's dead. Like, the pick is in his neck and he's just gushing blood. And then he sees Leprechaun, and like, he's just like, what the fuck? Like, he's not extremely terrified.
Well, he does pull his gun out. Pull his gun out.
Yes, but the Leprechaun has magic. And so he just uses
I like when they use the magic, it's like like, it makes this weird ass noise every time he does something magical. I can't do it, obviously.
The worst telekinesis I've ever seen. So he throws, he uses telekinesis to throw the gun away, and then
he makes the gun turn hot. So
he
makes the gun turn hot. So Mac Daddy Onassis throws the gun away.
I tried to block out the bad CGI with the red coloring. It literally looked like some red fucking word art, like when you get the marker and you just drawing over it. And then, so he makes the gun hot, then he turns it away. Then he pulls out his blade out of his hair. And so that's when the leprechaun telekinetically throws the blade. Then he takes out a fucking baseball bat out of his fucking fro. And this is when I was like, if I cut it off now, she'll get mad at me.
It was a mini bat. Have you ever had a fro? Stick something in your hair right now. I bet you a lot of stuff will stay in there. On day 3 curls, you can put anything you want in your hair and hide it. You should get the mini bottles of liquor and stuff them in there and go to the club and get drunk.
And so, anyway.
Oh, okay. So he pulls out the bat, and Lep, magically makes that disappear as well. And he pins Mac Daddy Onassis down, and he says some limericks. This is what he does. He has all the limericks in this movie. Like, I have a couple of them written down, but I didn't get all of them because I was tired of typing. So Mac sees a pressure valve, and he turns it, and it blows the smoke and steam into Leprechaun's face. Lep falls back onto a board. And on the other side of the board is the medallion that fell off earlier from Slug. It pops up in the air, and it magically comes down on Leprechaun's head, and he turns into Windows XP stone graphic. It was fucking terrible.
And so
the budget had to have been cut by like 80% from the first one.
Well, yeah, because they had to pay for the Coolio cameo. And so R.I.P. And so
I forgot he passed away. Oh man. Damn.
We listened to Gangsta's Paradise at work when that happened.
So now we're in the beautiful smoky streets of Los Angeles.
Not the beautiful smoky streets. It actually does. It does look like the fucking hood. Like, it actually does look like the hood. Like, yeah. And so we are introduced to the worst rappers in history. They all deserve to die. And they're on stage, and so we're introduced to Postmaster P, because he delivers a positive message. Yep. And we're introduced to Stray Bullet, fine ass.
Really?
I'm not going there with you today. And we're introduced to Butch, who is the light-skinned virgin, chubby of the group, but he is supposed to be the smart one. These are your woke enlightened brothers. And so
hold on. You're not gonna do this because this is my chance to perform, okay? Ain't nothing in this world gonna be for free. Everybody's coming up, but not like me. Somebody's gotta win, somebody's gotta lose. Live your life and good choices choose. Ain't nobody ain't letting no one try to hold me back. I'm ripping up the stage, Butch ripping up the track. Postmaster P, yeah, that's me. The P for positive, and that's my guarantee. Smooth is my groove and fresh my recipe. Postmaster P, y'all positivity. A positive flow through your speakers is what I'm bringing. See, the crew and me, we all got unity. Keep the crowd hype positively. And what happens after they finish this song?
And so they finish that song and their equipment actually blows up. Like it literally blows up and they like fly off stage. I was like, what the fuck? The wire work? Really? And so what they're auditioning for is this contest. And if they win the finals in the contest, they get to go to Las Vegas and perform. And they can they're trying to get famous basically. And so this is their big shot. But they get cussed out like dogs because they don't blew up the equipment. And so they need
more. So that was rapper Corrupt. You remember Corrupt?
Yes, I remember Corrupt.
Okay.
They couldn't. My thing is for them to have all these rappers in this movie and then to have them play these trash ass raps. I'm like,
two of them are great, and we'll get to them.
I blame Rock Nation. And so now the three rappers are trying to go and they're trying to hawk stuff to get money in order to replace their equipment. And so they go to Jackie D, and they're trying to what? Damn it! It's a painting?
No, it's a guitar signed by Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. They're trying to sell this guitar by Jimi Hendrix, and they're talking about, oh yeah, it's when he performed at the blah 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 blah
Wallapalooza Fest in 1971.
Yeah. And they're like, everybody, didn't he die in 1970? And I'm just like, get the
do
fuck.
a little look. Try to actually be precise when you're doing some creepy shit like this.
I mean,
sneaky
did
shit.
They have internet? I don't know when this era is supposed to be, so I don't know what time it is. So I don't know if they have internet.
It's the year 2000.
When the movie came out. When the movie came out, but it's like in the time frame, is it still the 2000s or is it like the 90s? Like I don't know how their internet access is. And judging from these motherfuckers, they don't have. He could have
asked. Money. I mean, you could have asked anybody. He could have asked anybody.
They're not trying to think like that. So yeah,
but Jackie D is like, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. He fries them.
Right, and so they go to then they go to Chow, who is, I don't know, the general store owner, and they try to and so. Because the lines in this movie,
not Chow's general store. Chow's like, everybody know Jimmy died in 1970. Get your ass out of here. Hip and hop your black ass out of here.
It's just so like, cringe.
And everybody is stereotypical.
Literally, everybody is stereotypical.
Yeah.
But what I will give them this though, in the hood, that's just, I mean, those interactions, they may not be that like on the nose, but you're gonna have those interactions. You're gonna have a pawn shop owner. You're gonna have like, because the Chinese guy in the hood, like with the store, it just happens. So I get, I mean, if Don't Be a Menace got away with it, they can too. And so,
right.
And so they are walking through the hood and they roll up on and they see Mac Daddy, and he's supposed to be super rich now, but he's in a fucking, what is that? A Chevrolet? He's in a 4-door. And they're like, oh, that's Mac Daddy, and they're like, and Postmaster, I don't know, I guess he's supposed to be the same of the group. And he's like, I don't know, man, he deals, that stuff. And so they go and he rolls down the window and he's like, hey, you little motherfucking pussies, like, that he can't ever, nobody's respectful in this movie. And, they're like, hey, we got that fire, you want to hear our song. So
holla at Lil Wody if you want that Oscar Mayer.
And so he's like, get in. And when he says get in, I'm like, bitch, you're in the back seat. There are 3 of them. Your driver's in the front seat. Where's everybody sitting? Please don't fucking play with me and act like he's supposed to be so rich and they couldn't even afford a fucking limo for this movie. And I'm just like, where they going? He's talking about get in. What you mean? Like, get in the trunk. Where the fuck are they riding at?
Shut up. So they get to Mad Dog's office and they play this song. Mad Dog. I don't know why I said that. You know why? Because in in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Mac Daddy. That wasn't Ice-T's character, but Ice-T was a character in that game. I can't remember which one, but anywho.
Of course he was.
So they go to Mac Daddy's office and they play the song that I sang earlier, P for Positivity. And he was like, well, it's not the worst and it's not the best. But you know, I could rep you guys because you seem hungry, but we got to change something. And P's like, oh, well, what you want to change? He takes the tape and he throws it and says, fucking everything. We talk about AKs and Uzis, bam, bam, smack your bitch up here.
Like,
and
just...
and P's like, but we trying to be positive. And Ice-T was like, oh, you sure? And he's like, yeah, we just trying to be positive. Like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. And Stray is like, no, we want to be down with what you said.
The best line is, the shit's selling.
Oh.
And
the negativity is always going to sell. Negativity is always going to be in the know. It's very popular.
I respect them for what they were trying to do, but Mac Daddy is disrespectful as fuck. He's like, I forgot what he said. He's something like, I'll fuck your mama and make you give birth to. It was some outlandish shit. And so Straight Bullet fine ass was like, bitch, what the fuck you say to me? And so that's when, you know, he got his little one security guard. So he like, you want to get shot the fuck up? Get the fuck out. And bitch, don't ever come back. And they trying to plead. And he like, nah, it's over with. You done. Get out, get out, get out, get out. So the rappers go and they like, man, fuck him. You know, he ain't shit. And so
I ain't no punk. But let me tell you, this is the best acting from Ice-T I've ever seen in my life.
Are you serious?
He does really well when he is being a gangster. On SVU, I don't know what he's phoning it in real bad. He is asleep half the time, but they gonna keep him on there because he's been on the show for so damn long.
I've seen clips and I don't know. It looks like he know what he's talking about. I just didn't know he had a fucking list. That's what throws me off. And so they devise a plan. And their plan is, well, because they're going to basically steal from him. They're going to steal the money from him to get their shit together, get their equipment, and then they're going to just go and make it on their own.
And they saw so we did skip a little part. The Leprechaun is in Mac Daddy's office encased in a glass case. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to steal that yard jockey. Is what they call him. And they want to make sure they get the medallion off of his neck. So that's why that is a point of interest for them. So later that night, they go and they ransack the office. It's like some crazy ass hood music playing. And you know, Butch blows up the glass case, the elephant. What? Butch blows up the glass case the Leprechaun is in, takes the medallion off, and then Mac Daddy comes.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, wait.
Yeah, so
because it happens at the same time. Like Mac Daddy comes in while they're stealing, and then Postmaster holds up the gun because they have a gun just for, but they don't expect to actually kill anybody. And so when the bomb goes off, he like naturally he pulls the trigger and then he shoots Mac Daddy. And so
don't put your finger on the trigger unless you plan on using it. He could.
I mean, come on, like
put his finger to the side of the gun.
Stated earlier, they really aren't these hood people.
Masterminds. So, they're not. They're like
not.
Straight
they're not
wants
even,
to be.
Yeah, but they're not even like they're low key like the Wu-Tang Clan. Well, damn, no, they were actually gangsters. No, they're like
they're low key Vanilla Ice.
Thank you. They're just like nerds in class who rapped a little bit and became friends.
Childish Gambino.
No. Oh, I was about to say.
So P takes the flute off of Mac's hand, and he takes the flute off of him, and then they're just about to leave.
The place.
They're about to leave now because they shot him. They have to go, and then they hear like, what does he say? Freeze something hoods. You got more loot than tight hoods. And they're like, AP, shoot that motherfucker. So they blow the Leprechaun to pieces, and then they run off. They run the hell out of there. They're gone. And then we see Mac wakes up because he just didn't get shot in the right place. Or does he have a coin or something?
Yeah, he has a little necklace. He has a gold necklace, and the bullet hit the thing, and so he kisses it, and he's like, "Oh, yay!" And then he sees a Leprechaun. Why can't I ever think of the words? I'm gonna say reassemble, but that's not what it's called. Reassembling himself, and so putting his body parts back together, basically. And so then that's when he's like, "Holy fuck!" And so he said something to him too. But I forgot what it was. But anyway, he runs out.
Something like you fat. He called him fat.
Yeah, he called him fat. And I was like, what the fuck?
He let himself go. I mean, it feels like it's been like 30 years. If it was 1970, it's now 2000.
He didn't look fat in the movie, though. But anyway, Ice-T's never okay, but he runs out. And so
he ends up going to a club and he has his Ozzy moment. He's like, bring some guns, big guns, machine guns, ugly shit. It's going down. Shit is real. Come now. And he hangs up the phone. It was so much better than Ozzy. Like, that's what Ozzy should have told
That's what
police.
Ozzy should have. And then he goes into the bathroom to smoke some weed.
He had to calm his nerves. Baby.
And so, of course, the leprechaun finds him. And, you know, they have this awkward moment. He just gives the leprechaun the weed. And the leprechaun's like, oh, shit, what the fuck is this? He's like, it's all right.
No, the leprechaun says, interesting blend. And Ice-T says, what the fuck you mean interesting blend? That's just the bomb. And Lep says, the bomb.
I hate this moment. And so, so then the leprechaun, of course, wants his gold, and he sees that Ice-T has a gold ring on, and so he does what he did in the second Leprechaun movie, and he just pulls it a little bit and pulls his entire fucking finger off, and he's like, basically, all right, bitch, go get my gold. So he's basically I don't know. He has a lot of moving hands in this movie. So he wants Ice-T to go and get his gold back.
He is always 5 hours behind our protagonist.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he's always 5 hours behind, 20 steps behind. He's never where he needs to be till the end. But as he's going, it's it's taking him so long to do what he has to do to find his gold. So he comes out of the bathroom. Lep comes out of the bathroom. And the DJ looks at him. He's like, you one ugly motherfucker.
I said.
And the Lep said, what you talking about? I'm the ghost of Jack Sprat. What?
Bitch, who wrote this? And so
he pushes the guy back and he falls into the DJ equipment and some music starts playing. And the Lep says, what is this? And he's like, it's rap. And he said, I'm about to rap this motherfucker. And he picks up something to try to hit Lep. Picks up the microphone to try to hit Lep, and Lep holds the other end of the microphone. And it ends up electrocuting the DJ. DJ's dead. His eyes turn green. Why did the leprechaun know who Martin Luther King was, Tiger Woods was, but didn't know what rap music was?
Because Ice Cube is not in this movie. And so
I said Ice Cube.
No, I said because Ice Cube's not in this movie. That's why you don't know.
Oh.
And so in the meantime, the rappers are basically selling the gold to get the equipment. So they sell some to Jackie D to get some money. And they get the equipment from him. And then they also go to Chow's and they get.
So while they're in there getting the equipment from Jackie D, P blows on the magical flute and it puts everyone into a trance. Oh, yeah. And P is confused because the person blowing the flute obviously can't hear it. And the Lep actually hears it from wherever the fuck he is.
He's at the bar still with some hoes.
Right. Yeah, you're right. So the Lep can hear it from over there and he's like, okay, well, now it's time. I know somebody has my flute. I got to go find that bitch. So then they go over to Chow's house, Chow's shop, and he blows on the. Well, Chow is a mess.
Cause Chow talk about, hey, you got money now? Oh, Chow can dance. Chow can do all that, and he just doing all this.
Chow get down with his bad self.
I'm just like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, he blows on the flute again, and everyone's mesmerized again. And so I think it's just, I really like how he didn't immediately know what the fuck it was. It was a slowly kind of slow thing. Mm-hmm. But I will say they want to throw a party basically. I don't know why the fuck they're throwing a party before they get before they even win the competition. That was confusing to me.
So while they're at the shop with Chow and the leprechaun hears the flute being blown, we see him at the club that they were at previously sitting at a table with 3 women with gold dresses and sunglasses on. And we're like, what's this about? What's this about? So I guess he had to get some ass before finding his gold. He had been a crusty statue for 30 years, more than that. He was a crusty statue, and then he came to life for 4 minutes, and then he was back to being a crusty statue. So I need you to explain to me. I've seen this movie about 50 times. I need you to explain to me what happens with Jackie D and Jackie C, please.
I wasn't gonna get to that just yet. Wait, are we there just yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Wait, hold up. What? I'll get there. Give me one pit stop, please. So Mac Daddy arrives back at his place. And, you know, his fingers all messed up. He got that one bodyguard still, even though he's supposed to be fucking rich. And when he's there, he finds the medallion. So apparently they dropped it. That's why I was like, y'all did all that and y'all still didn't take the medallion? Wasn't that the whole point? So that was weird. But yeah, so then we move on. Jackie D rolling back to his home. And so the leprechaun roll up and like, bitch, I want my gold. And so he's like, I'm not giving you no fucking gold. Get the fuck up out of here, kid.
What gang are you with? The shrimps?
So then there's this woman. It just randomly happens. This woman walks up and he's like, Jackie C? And she like, yeah, Jackie D. Her hair is fried. Like, oh my God. Like,
fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
I'm so mad. Like, she didn't do her hair before she got this
gorgeous woman, but they fucked her over.
And so, you know, they start making out and he started rubbing on her, all up on her. And then all of a sudden her face turns leprechaunish. Like she looked like she missed like 20 chemical peels. Like she's burnt, singed. She looks like Tiffany at the end of Bride of Chucky. And so,
oh yeah.
And so then,
wait, she's like,
he sees like, her face.
Jackie. She's like, love me, Jackie. Love me, Jackie. And then go do your part. He sees her face.
He sees her face and he's like, ah! And he pushes her off. And then I don't know what happens. All you see the leprechaun like in a dark place and you just hear like him being like, murdered. But I don't know what happened.
Love me, Jackie. Love me, Jackie.
Like,
I can't do
I don't understand what was happening to him. Like, they don't show it. We just hear sounds, and I don't know where was he in the womb? I don't know.
When I tell you, I've seen it 50 times, and I still don't know how Jackie D died, or if Jackie D is dead.
Like, that confused me. I was hoping you knew.
Love me, Jackie. Love me.
So the rappers are at the party, and then they come outside.
No, they're not at a party. They're feeling remorse. No, you skipping, honey. They're feeling remorseful for killing Mac. You know, they're like, I can't believe we did it. And then Stray is like, fuck him. We needed to do what we needed to do. He already lived his life. And they're on some rooftop. And then all of a sudden, Mac Daddy and the bodyguard
party is happening in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's a party inside and they come outside. That's their party that they got all the food for. It's like inside. That's why I was like, why would you leave your party to come and talk? And so, yeah, but Mac Daddy come out the shadows and he like, bitch, where's my motherfucking flute? And so they're all scared and they're like, no, please don't. We didn't know. We'll give it to you. And so he's about to shoot them, but then he's like, ow, my finger. Like, bitch. What is the bodyguard?
Like, you forgot your finger was fucked up? He's like, my fucking finger.
Why is the bodyguard? And so they jump off the roof and they jump off the roof, slow motion into the trash can. Like, this is a fucking dumpster. Valentine.
It's not a trash can. It's a dumpster. Because all three of them wouldn't fit in a trash can.
Go to hell. You know, it's a trash can. They go in a dumpster. And so then they run and, you know, he's shooting bullets at them, missing. You know, people in the hood can't fucking shoot. They don't have no damn target practice. And so
they turn a gun to the side.
And so
they run off. Yeah, they run off and they're trying to think of a place to go to hide. And they're like, well, shit, Mac know everybody in the hood. We can't, you know, anybody house we'll go to, he'll know where to find us. And they're like, well, I know one place that we can go. So they head over to Miss Fontaine's house to hide. And Miss Fontaine is a trans woman, so they figured that Mac Daddy wouldn't know her. And they're there, and Miss Fontaine was like, well, you know, guys, let me see. I'm fine with letting you guys stay, but you got to give me some money. I can't do it. So they tell him, all right, Fontaine, we'll give you some money, but we got to rehearse first. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And then now it's a day later and $1 short. Lep is headed over to Mr. Chow's house and he kills Mr. Chow by cutting his body up and putting him into glass jars with water. Like,
which is interesting because that whole scene pissed me off because he talking about who's there. Bitch, if I hear something and I say who's there and ain't nobody there, I'm not going to just keep counting my fucking money. And it was weird how they actually showed him killing him because this whole movie, he kills people in two distinct ways. He like strangles them with his, what exactly? Like what the fuck?
But the hands are flat like this.
And I'm like, but you just see
his hands are so small that they can't get around anybody's neck.
You can there's a way you can do that because I'm like, okay, I get his claws are sharp, so he's stabbing them, but it's just ew. But how did he cut that man up and put him in those jars?
I don't know. So that's why he's just wasting time. He could have been where he needed to be. So the guys are rehearsing the worst song in the movie. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
And so
and this neighbor, please.
It reminded me of an actual good movie. It reminded me of House Party 1.
Yes.
When John was up there, he was like, "Get the fuck up! I'm out." What did he say? No, he said something incredible in this movie because I think he was like, "I paid $6,000 for this house." He was like,
right.
It's like a 2-story fucking house.
Please help. When did you buy it? 1912?
Get the fuck out of here. But that's what it reminded me of. He's like, shut that fucking music off. And so they like run off. And Miss Fontaine's like, you're not going to defend my honor? And so Postmaster, they're like, he's going back inside, but then he plays the flute. And when he plays the flute, that's when he realizes the actual power of the flute because the guy's like, play some more. And so that's when they have the real rap party. And, it's like a bunch of people there all of a sudden, which I'm like, bitch, if you're supposed to lay low and nobody's supposed to know where y'all are, why are you inviting people over?
Right, and did you play the flute when they all got there?
We're going to just assume because of what happens later in the movie. But yeah, so they partying, they jamming. Miss Fontaine got on this nappy-ass blonde wig with these spandex just looking a goddamn mess. Laverne Cox, you are not. And so they partying, they going off. It's a party. They sound like Freestyle Unity. And so...
And the party ain't a party till it's ran off through it.
You know what I mean? I know their rap. Fresh out the box. Stop. Look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's all that.
To go back to last episode, you actually sounded like the chest burster when it came out on Alien. Don't you ever do that again. This is just an introduction,
but wait, I hate you. And this is just an introduction before low your mind. The show is all that, and yes, we do it all the time. So sit your booty on the floor in the chair, ground or in the air. Just don't go nowhere, cause everything you do and all that when entertaining you, when all that your posse and my crew and all that. So sit still, cause we're coming right back. And so yeah, so he
thinks that he could challenge me when I got all the raps from this movie. I let him have his moment, but I'm coming to fry his ass in a minute.
Oh, I'm bringing him and him back. Don't play with me.
I'm bringing the hot fire.
And so,
who are the 5 best rappers alive?
Is that a question?
You don't know the answer? I
do know the answer. I just didn't know if you wanted me to answer that.
Who are the 5 best rappers alive? I'm interested to know what you're gonna say.
I don't want to say it. Anyway, so
No. I feel like I'm gonna revoke your black card if you don't say the correct answer.
Tupac.
Shut up. It's gone. You don't remember that Dave Chappelle skit when he was making fun of the band? And he was supposed to be Dylan. Who are the 5 best rappers alive? Dylan.
So no, I don't remember that. I don't even remember that skit.
Hello, I am accepting applications for a new co-host. Please send your emails to booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. Thank you.
So after the rappers perform, they're all hype and stuff, and Miss Fontaine comes up. And she
you boys was so good.
And so she takes off her blouse, and then walks off. And they like, who the fuck she talking to? I don't know if she's talking to you, ain't she talking to me? And so so Miss Fontaine go walk off. And so basically simultaneously, Postmaster is telling them about the flute. He's actually coming clean. And he's like, this is what's happening. And they're like, ain't no magical fucking flute. They're just, Miss Fontaine walks to the door. Here come the leprechaun and buckle on me shoe. And so he walk in and Miss Fontaine like, ooh, you came for the party, you just came for me. He said, I didn't come to play with flute. I came for me flute. And so he looks so confused. He looks like genuine, like this is the best acting in the movie. Because he looks genuinely confused about what the fuck is going on here. And so she's like, you just the right size too. And so she takes him, and I'm just like, damn, is that easy? Like, and so
do you have gay friends? Promiscuous gay friends?
No. and so
baby, hear me and hear me good. It is that easy.
I see gay Twitter. I understand. It's just like, damn, like, fuck. Like, but and so she take him in because bitch, did you even look at him? But then again, it's that easy. And
right,
so
look at his face, his hands.
Like, and so
but
she
you know what
take
Miss
him.
Fontaine says? She don't discriminate, baby.
I guess she do. And so she take him in the room and baby, and all of a sudden, you know, while he's going over the flute and trying to tell them how the power works, they hear, wah, wah, wah! And
they hear, oh, oh, oh,
oh! Hurt my throat. They're like, what the fuck? And so they go and they creeping and they like, it's like, and so they go and they actually open up a door and you see Miss Fontaine and you see the covers over her and she just like, wah, wah, wah! And so they think she getting plowed. And so they're like, oh, fuck. Oh, man. Fuck, 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 fuck. And so what's really happening is the leprechaun is, I guess, he doing the same, like, nails on the neck.
I think he was fucking her, too. I think he fucked her to death. So she did, and the guy's post opens the door, and he sees that the lep is there. He's like, "Oh shit!" and he closes the door.
And they in the fucking bathroom, by the way. Why are they all in that?
Yeah, that was a big, huge bathroom. And they tell Stray that Leprechaun's there, and he has to open the door and look. He's like, "Oh shit! That motherfucker really is here." And I was like, "Oh my god!" So then Butch comes up with this idea that what the fuck? Because he's smart. He pulls out a heating pad.
He pours,
and he says.
He pours
the liquid of a douche, liquid of a douche, and KY jelly, and pours it on the heating pad and makes a circle. And he says it's going to create a conductor. And when the lep comes in, Post is supposed to flip the light on, and we got to see what happens. So he puts the heating pad in front of the door. They open up the door and they say, "Leprechaun, you fucking bitch hoe, you can't do shit to me."
That is not what he says.
I don't know.
My man says,
"What do you say?"
"Hey,
you ain't as big as my dick."
That's exactly what he.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay. And so then they close the door and then they just sit in the dark and wait. And so he come and he slowly opened the door and they turn the light on and they turn into Dawsim and they light him on fire. Yoga fire. And so they and so he like just burns. And I was like, oh my God. And then they stand there for entirely too long before they actually get the fuck out the house.
It does take them a hot minute to leave. So like, after this, they said that they need sanctuary. So they head over to the church.
Grandma.
But before they go to the church, they say they need sanctuary, and P is like, "Oh well, wait, I gotta go see my grandma first." I'm like, "Why? He gotta go check on her." So she goes in, and she is the quintessential, stereotypical black grandmother type. Baby, did you eat, baby?
She's blind, by the way.
Yes, you still hanging out with them punk ass friends, and then the friends Stray and Stray and Butch are right behind her, and
this woman right here. This woman made the fucking movie. She like, "Oh, Stray, how your mama doing? She's still over there fucking with Jackie D." He like, "Oh, yeah." Like,
so his mom is Jackie C.
Like, I was just like, "Excuse me," like, what do you say to the grandma? And then she like, "Oh, Butch, how man, like you still a virgin? How a strapping young man like you still?" And she's like, "Don't get that food up in there. I smothered it in hot sauce." And so they get a good warm meal from grandma after being insulted, which I'm like, if she's blind, how is she cooking? But then again, Ray Charles was cooking too. And so then they go over
cooking, Ray Charles was cheating.
So was Stephen fucking Hawking. And but anyway, so they're at the church sleeping already. Well, I guess the churches don't lock unless they're Joel Osteen's churches. And so
that man got gates. He got an alarm system. He got fucking barbed wire. You ain't getting that bitch unless you donate $100,000 to the collection plate.
The pastor comes up, and this part of the movie pisses me off because you telling me in the budget y'all couldn't afford a real church. Y'all had to get an office space and decorate it like a church. And so because there's a church in the hood that y'all could have paid to like film there for a day. And so the pastor come up and they're like, "Hey, we'll pay you $50. Let us stay with us. We just trying to, lay low into the contest so we can get the fuck up out of here and go to Vegas." And so he's like, "Well, all right, you can donate, but then we also need, some choir." And so
the person that was supposed to sing for the service was sick. So they make them come up and sing, and these motherfuckers don't know not one church song. No gospel, no Christian. And they hit you with a Jesus loves me. This I know. If he don't, I'll find a hoe.
You are
His
literally
mama's name
was
was
me.
Mary Joe. And his disciples was some bad mofos.
I don't like that you just did that. Because the way you sang that was much more beautiful than what the fuck they gave us.
Oh,
They gave us
thank you.
They gave us some damn bullshit. Like they was literally it was disgusting. So the parishioners are actually leaving at this point because they're like, what the fuck is this? Mofo. Yeah. And so then Postmaster plays the flute. And so when he plays the flute, everyone turns around and they go sit down. And so next scene, even Coolio come in. And Coolio like, this sounds better than Gangsta's Paradise. And so then you see their rendition, which is
Jesus
a little bit...
loves me. This I know. Jesus loves me. The hell if I know. Jesus works in a mysterious way. That ain't no question. I'm gonna do it my way. Oh no, that ain't no answer. I'm gonna do it my way. Okay.
And so, they partying up there. They're going off. Why they didn't try to speak to Coolio and be like, hey, let me get on? I don't understand. Like, that was a missed opportunity, but whatever.
Instead of trying to go to the Hip Hop Grand Cafe in Vegas or whatever the hell it was called. I think
I know what it's called. No, Cafe. I know what it's called.
It's got cafe in it.
I have it written down, motherfucker. Hold up. We're going to get to that later. And so, so they perform. And so basically they're about to leave. And that's when Mac Daddy shows. Like, well, they see Mac Daddy at the bottom. They're like, and so I'm just like, how the fuck did he know they were? What? Like, Mac Daddy is like better than the Leprechaun because he knows where they are before the Leprechaun.
So does. Mac Daddy is a pimp. He got hoes on every corner. So they probably saw them going to the church and they sold him. So he put out an APB. Ebola.
So Mac Daddy corners them and he holds them at gunpoint. And so him and his little muscle man are standing there. And so they're like, hey, but the left behind you. And he like, fuck that little motherfucker. I should have killed that bitch when I had the chance. I'm gonna kill him later. But you bitches better give me my motherfucking flute. Like, the dialogue is just like this. I'm actually watering it down. And so the Leprechaun is actually standing behind them, but he thinks, it's that classic gag, like, look behind you. And so the Leprechaun turns into Jean Grey.
So he says, you better give me my flute or I'm going to blow this place up. Then, now you go.
The Leprechaun turns into Jean Grey and actually blows up his right-hand man's stomach, like literal hole through his stomach. Like,
he says, did somebody say blow? Hallelujah. Like and then he blows a fucking cannonball hole, a Hadouken circle hole through the guy's stomach, and the bodyguard is dead. He has no lines in this movie. He's just sitting there with glasses on, looking like Batman Adebayo.
She's actually wrong here. He does have a line. He wakes up and he says, I have a hole in my stomach. And so death becomes her. And so yeah, he's dead as a doornail and they're all freaking out. And so
we have another Scooby-Doo gag. They run into the room and they're like, the three guys run into the room. Post, Stray, and Butch run into the room, and they're hunkering down. And we see one of them at each time. And P's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get out of here, all right?" And he daps up Stray. And Stray looks over at Butch and he daps him up. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get out of here." And then Butch looks over. And he starts to dap up the Leprechaun. Or he does dap up the Leprechaun, but he just showed up right there. And then they all look in the front. And they're like, ah!
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. So they run out and they actually run into the room with the pastor, and the pastor is actually taking money out of his safe. And so then they just go and they lock the door and they just hold on, and the Leprechaun just is like, alrighty. And we're thinking about he's about to use some of his magic. He can clearly explode things. He can clearly teleport. He clearly has telekinesis, and all he does is nudge the door with his shoulder. So while he's doing that, they get the idea to track him.
Maybe he has to rev it back up.
Blow my asshole. And so...
Did somebody say blow? Hallelujah.
My side is hurting. And so they decide to roll the safe over, and they're gonna trap him in the safe. Now they don't say like that it's an iron safe, like to stick to the lore. Too. Yeah, but it's just a safe, and so apparently it traps him. And so they classic gag, he backs up because he's about to ram the door one last time. They open the door, he runs into the safe, they close it, and so he's trapped allegedly. And so he's like, "Let me out of here." But it doesn't burn him like it did in the other so I'm thinking it's not iron, it's just a safe, which he has magic, he should be able to get out. And so they're just like, and so they just fucking leave, and they're like, "We're about to go," and he's like,
"No, they have to go. They have to go and do the second audition. The audition that they fucked up in the beginning, they have to go back. It's time for them to go do it."
And the pastor is like, "Bitch, what the fuck are y'all doing?" He's like, then they just like, "Don't let him out." And I would be like the pastor, like, "What the fuck?" Like, no.
Right.
And so
take him with you.
And so they take the gun out of his podium, and like, "How you know about my gun?" They're like, "Who don't know about your gun?" So
we definitely know you don't go to church, not podium. The pulpit.
And so I'm about to pee on myself. And so I don't know why they took the gun though, like, because he needs the gun because Leprechaun's there. But they need that gun to defend themselves from Mac Daddy, I guess. Which he knows that they're competing in this, so why don't he just show up there? But whatever.
So when they blew up the guy, Mac Daddy just ran. He left. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so
please. The reference there, and he's doing whatever, and here come the zombie fly girls partying here.
Well, he says a spell. Do you have the spell? Oh, he says like a spell. Like
I summoned my zombie fly girls. I didn't hear the beginning of it.
Yeah, something like I summoned the fly girls from hell, which this part confuses me too, because these fine ass women come in, and of course he's a pastor, so he's a fucking pervert, and so he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to lay my hands on you," and so he
says, "I have the gift." What did he say?
Of tongues.
and I lurched. I actually threw up on my TV.
Mm-hmm. And so then, as he's going over to touch these women, and they have green eyes, I think that's the most important part. They wear these sunglasses because they have word art green eyes. And so when he goes to touch her, he gets like a hole in him, and he's like gagging, and you see the Leprechaun has actually punctured his heart, which I'm like, who let him out?
I think the zombie fly girl did.
Because I'm like, how did he get out? If he could get out, what the fuck was the point of the fly girls? So yeah, the pastor's dead. We don't care. He's a pervert. But we do care about, what is their group? Is their group actually called anything? Or they just have 3 names?
Oh, I don't know, Butch.
You know what I mean? It's just Butch, Straight Bullet.
Positivity. Okay, so it's okay. So
Silk
their name
Sonic.
is
And anyway,
PSB.
Silk Sonic. And so why don't you just call him PBS,
Post,
please.
Stray.
Please call him PBS.
Butch.
Please call him PBS. PBS. Reading
so
Rainbow.
Here we are. So their audition song is "Hit the Ground Running." Hit the ground running. Hit the ground running.
So of course the food has been played, and they are performing their asses off. What throws me off about this part of the movie is you get these random, it's like 20 white people, and I was just like, where the fuck did all these white people come? And why are they there at
who the fuck do you think controls the music industry?
It was very odd, because for them to be at just the competition, it would have just been the 2 judges. It wouldn't have been like a whole club full of white people. I'm like, there are no black people in the club. I'm like, what, are we in the hood or not? And so they're driving, they go like, like, every night.
So I'm confused. They sing the "Hit the Ground Running," and then they sing another song, which is my favorite.
Sing it.
Straight bullet to the heart with my shotgun. Straight bullet to the heart with my 4.5. Straight bullet to the heart with my Glock. Straight bullet to the heart with my Smith & Wesson. Straight bullet to the heart with my AK. Pop. Straight bullet to the heart.
These chicks don't even know the name of my band, and they're all on me like they wanna hold hands. And so yeah, so they are performing, and then they
try as you will, try as you might. Whoever's gonna win this rap battle won't sleep through the night.
And so they go into the they win
the contest, and they go into backstage. They go into backstage. Lou Pearlman comes in offering the 360 record deal.
And so he is actually from Dope Disc Productions, the hottest record label out there. That's what he said. That's what it's called. And so he tells.
Why is he dressed like a pimp?
With a top hat and everything, and a cigar, and so he tells them that they won, and he'll see them in Vegas, and so they're like, "Oh man, we killed that shit! Oh yeah, man,
we killed that shit! We rocked the house, y'all! Hey, we rocked the house!"
The three Lep women from hell, they walk in and they're like, "Is there a party going on?"
Zombie fly girls, are they dead?
No, and so they walk in. There's like a party here. There's like, yeah, shorty, pipe that shit. And so they start popping that shit, and then Leprechaun walk in. And so they like, oh shit. So Stray Bullet takes out his gun and he like points it at the Lep, and the Lep like he uses telekinesis and he like makes him point it at Butch. And so he's like, give me the flute or I'm gonna make him pull the trigger. And so begrudgingly, Postmaster P hands him the flute. And so then the Lep women leave and their Leprechaun's about to leave. And so he lets like Stray Bullet's hand go, and then like Postmaster tries to like run up on him like, you motherfucker. And so then he's like, he takes the gun and like he makes Stray Bullet point it to his neck, and so he's like, no, and then he basically shoots himself. And
that was sad.
I was so sad. I was like, not the finest one. Like, oh, that's my type. That's my type. And so they put his body in the car, and they're just like, I guess it's just gonna act like somebody just killed him. And I was just like, well, this is even more sad.
Well, I mean, that's gonna make it look like suicide because it was suicide.
I mean, mind you, he don't look like he just blew like up through his head, but whatever. And so they're all sad, and they just like, fuck this dream. We can't do it without Stray. Like blah blah. They want to give up, so they crying and they part ways. But.
So Post is back home, and he has two stupid dreams. One dream where Leprechaun shows up at his grandma's house, and his grandma is like, "Oh, let me give you some soup, baby, and let me feed you because your hands are so toe up and just raggedy." And then she ends up stabbing him in the eye with a fork, even though he's eating soup. And then he wakes up out of that, and then he has another dream that Stray is at the front door, all dead, talking about, "We going to Vegas, baby." And then he wakes up again, and he's like, you know what? I gotta go get this flute back because we gotta win this fucking money. We gotta do it for Stray. He goes to the front door, and Butch is there, like this.
Why are you doing this to me? And he has on this. He has on, what are those? What is that? That thing he had? Them lights. I'm like, why?
I guess like a helmet flashlight.
Why? What was the reason? Like,
it's dark outside.
Fuck you. And so he's like, I know what you about to do. You about to go get that fucking flute. And this is how we gonna do it. And so basically, Butch has been asking around, and basically they know that the
Lep is hauled up at some hotel.
And the fly girls are bringing up random women to him that he can fuck. And so this is when
I think he's taking them up and fucking them to death.
This is when we get the worst. Oh my God. So
what was that music?
It was knockoff Tu Wong Fu music. And so
I thought it was knockoff Take Me There. I want to go there. Take me there.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. And so the two Postmaster and Butch, they dress up in terrible drag, and they're going to pretend to be women in order to get to the Leprechaun. And
they do.
Baby, Butch got on his house dress.
Right, he took that dress out of Post's grandma closet.
And so basically their plan is to trick the Leprechaun. They actually have weed that they spiked with 4-leaf clovers because Butch has a fucking book, Leprechaun for Dummies. And there's always a book in these movies, and they get all the lore from. There was one in the second one, and I'm just like, oh, God damn you. And so
it was a you remember CD-ROM discs?
That's what I remember.
That's what it was in the third one. It was a CD-ROM disc.
And so they first meet with the three Lep women from hell, and they actually blow the weed 4-leaf clover weed smoke in their faces, and they snap out of their spell, and they're like, "What? What's happening? What's going on? I'm alive!" And they're just like, this part pissed me off because he was like, "All right, don't be afraid. We'll let you go if you tell him where he is." And I'm like, "You didn't have them." Like, he's talking about, "We'll let you go." Like, what the fuck are you gonna do, bitch? Hit me with your heel? Mm-hmm. But they end up telling him where the Leprechaun is, and so they go up to his elevator. And they just like, he's actually sleeping, and they wake him up, and they like, "You want some weed, me, motherfucker? You want some of this chronic?" This the good shit. insert Friday quotes here. And so they give him the weed and he like falls asleep. And so in this movie, so because we have to separate it, in this movie, the weed only separates him from his powers for a short time, but clearly it's only lasts 2 minutes. And so they take the flute from him and they run downstairs and they're actually exiting the building, and then pop 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 ratatata. They get shot at, and so it's actually Butch. Butch gets shot in the heart, and so he's like, "Not in the dress, man. I'm a die virgin.
Straight bullet in the heart.
You think they got pussy in heaven?" And so he dies. And so
he should have done him a favor taking the dress off of him. Because it was the worst dress. It wasn't even a nice dress.
And so Post just leaves his dead friend there. And so then, he's right there. And so, of course, Mac Daddy is there. And he's like, "Oh, look, you a badass bitch. Yeah, bitch. Come over here and sling that thing. Give me my
let's get this out of the way. Post is fit.
Yes.
He is fucking fit.
Well, no, he was fit because I feel like that's why they had to have him shirtless, because I was like, damn, like he was built like a fucking Marvel's Avenger hero. I was like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, he's standing up there like all built in this fucking tiny ass dress. And so, he's like, "You ain't no motherfucking," this is when the writing just got lazy. He's like, "You ain't no motherfucking gangster. Give me that motherfucking flute, bitch, before I wax your ass, hoe." And so he like, "You think I won't shoot you?" He like, "You're not gonna shoot me. You ain't no motherfucking gangster." And I'm like, okay, you just said that. And so then Post shoots him all on here, Mac, like all along his arm. And so he's like, "Ah!" He falls. Then of course the Leprechaun shows up because it didn't last that long.
I got it. Lep says, "For a foe of mine, you've done quite well. Now I'll take me flute and sing you to hell." And then somehow Post has an Irish accent. "If this is to be Post's last stand, you'll have to take this flute from me cold dead hand." And the Lep's like, "Oh, okay, bitch. We doing this? I'll take it from you, homie. You'll see. Because you know the Lep is the real OG."
You don't even feel embarrassed. And so that's when
no, because it's amazing.
Postmaster is like, "Oh, but what you gonna do about Mac Daddy?" And so he's like, "You think I'm gonna fall
right behind you?"
And so Mac Daddy, instead of shooting the Leprechaun, he grabs a chair and hits the Leprechaun over the head with it.
And then laughs maniacally.
Yeah. And so then the Leprechaun, the power that he has that he don't ever fucking use, he blows up Mac Daddy again, like with the hole in and through him. And so Mac Daddy is officially dead now. God damn, he has so many lives. Selena Kyle. And so then
when he falls, he throws his hand up. Yeah.
Yes. And so that's when the chain, it's the same.
Why didn't he just put it on his neck? Like you
that's
said,
what I thought he was going to do instead of putting his fucking chain. So you see the chain and it falls up, and you see the Leprechaun like, "Oh no, not again!" And so flash forward, all of a sudden you hear like you're at this club and you
the king of the world, yeah, that's me. I'm finally the man I was striving to be. I passed the test. They fucked my nest, but I made it to the top. Put your fears to rest. And he repeats that 5 times.
Yes. And so basically we're led to believe that Postmaster is like finally a famous rapper now, and so he went to the Vegas
Cafe.
Yes, but
you didn't tell me what it was called. What was it called?
Oh no, I thought all I had was the Dope Disc Productions. I don't remember what it was called. And so the Dope Disc Lounge. And so
okay.
Then he lifts up his glasses and you see his green eyes, and then the Leprechaun is sitting there. He's like, "I taught him everything he knows." So I don't know because then we get the musical. So I don't know if we're led to believe that the chain fell on him and Postmaster became rich, or if the Lep took control over him and then he's just his manager. I don't understand.
No, the necklace didn't get on. The necklace didn't fall on the Lep, and then he turned him into a zombie fly guy.
Okay.
So I feel like, and then we go to the hot fire rap.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I come from the land of the Irish Spring. Dublin's the place where I learned my thing. From the Emerald Isle to your place in the hood, I'm the man of green, come to do no good. Lep in the hood, come to do no good. Lep in the hood, come to do no good. Blunt is dope, this place is hype. There's a lassie, she's just my type. I hate to resort so soon to magic. Haven't been laid so long, it's tragic. I'm so bad, I'm good. I'll show you what to do, so lend an ear. Don't worry, little lassie, you got nothing to fear. Sit with the lad who's mean and green. Let me show you why I'm a love machine.
Okay.
I'm a wee green guy who's new to town. Show me what you do when you get down. I'll go up, you'll go down. We'll cause a scene, you'll love the green. Lep in the hood, come to do no good. Lep in the hood, when we're bad, we're good. Better turn out the lights and pray some more. We're gonna party the night until dawn. Then you and I are gonna get it on. Lep in the hood, come to do no good. Lep in the hood, come to do no good. So that's the end of the song, and I feel like the song part where he turns the women into the zombie fly girls should have been in the middle of the movie. Why was it at the end?
Probably because they didn't want to have a musical number in the middle of the fucking movie.
They started with the musical number.
I can't tell you. Maybe because that's how they just
Postmaster P positivity. They started with the musical number.
I don't know. I have no words. This is your movie. This is your lore. This is your legacy.
Was this what you were expecting?
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
It was good.
Okay, anyway, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Mostly because of Stray Bullet. And then when he died, I was very sad.
Straight bullet to the heart.
The thing about it is, I was actually sad when he died, and
that part was really what's the word I'm looking for?
This
tense.
movie,
it was very tense. That part was.
But I know why. Because this movie, if you take away the Leprechaun-esque of it, what it reminded me of a lot of was Juice. Even like them having like a chubby friend, it reminded me of Juice. And I was like, interesting. I think that's why.
Okay. I'll take it.
They gave a horror comedy version.
All right, so for Lep in the Hood, come to do no good, 10 out of 10.
Fuck you. You have not given anything a 10 out. You didn't give Goosebumps
10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10.
10 out of motherfucking 10. This movie is amazing. It's great. The lines, the delivery, Ice-T, Mac Daddy owned asses. Why they call him own asses? Because he owned asses. 10.
I'll give it I'll give it a real rating. I'll give it a 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5. Yeah. I think if the budget was a little bit better, I would have probably give it a little bit more, but we gotta knock off points for the budget. Because they could have put him in a limo. But yeah, I had fun. I had a lot of fun. It was very interesting.
Well, guys, be sure to join us next week when we cover Leprechaun Back to the Hood with our special guest Jay. We can't wait for him to get back. He actually requested this, so he better be ready for us.
You better bring in the noise, bring in the funk.
Bring in the noise, bring down the house. We came here to turn the party out. Said, come on, let's raise the roof and then a roof so we could get loose, y'all. In sync, I don't want it.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We really appreciate all of our viewers. We really appreciate everyone who has followed us on Instagram at BOOshakalakapodcast. So yeah, we really appreciate all our listeners, and thank you so much.
Where did you hide it, Dan?